Can you become a mortgage broker with no experience? Short answer is yes, you absolutely can. Of course you can. There are plenty of successful mortgage brokers who started with no financial background at all. You see, becoming a mortgage broker isn't about where you've worked before. It's about whether you can learn a regulated skill, communicate clearly, and follow a process. And if you can do that, you can build a great career in this industry. So let me break down how it works when you're starting out completely from scratch. So you don't need financial experience. A lot of people assume they need to come from banking or from sales, and you don't. Okay, what you need to do is you need to get CMAP qualified. You need your CMAP qualification or an equivalent, which is CII, all of that stuff. A clear credit or criminal record is also needed, and the ability to talk to people and explain things simply. Everything else, so like packaging cases, protection advice, lending criteria, is learned on the job. Also, by the way, on the credit side of things, some people will even consider that depending on your situation. Now, there are two main entry routes. You've got employed routes, which is best for beginners and people who want to be paid on the job. If you have zero background in the mortgages, an employed role is usually going to be the easiest way in. What you're going to get from that is you'll get training and supervision, you're going to get leads from the business, you're going to get a structured environment and a clear path to becoming competent. Now, estate agencies, broker firms, and banks, they often hire people with no prior experience as long as they've got CMAP and the right attitude. The second one is the self-employed roles. It's possible, but it's much harder. You can go self-employed straight away, but you're going to need to have the following things. You're going to need a network to join. You're going to have a supervisor, a plan for generating your own leads, and more independence and self-management. It is very doable, but it often suits people who are more confident in sales, disciplined with their time, and prepared to learn fast because the learning curve is steep. So what skills matter more than experience? Now, if you're starting with absolutely nothing, these skills are going to make the biggest difference. The first one you've got is communication, explaining mortgages clearly to clients. You also have organization. So managing documents is really important. Deadlines, speaking to lenders, understanding all of that type of stuff. And then sales confidence is huge, especially when you're talking about protection, because protection is going to be where you're going to make pretty much most of your money. Now, you've now got problem solving as well. That's another one, which is every case has its own quirks and weird stuff. It's like a puzzle. You've got to fit it into place. And then there's consistency, both in learning and also in client care. You've got to continuously show up and improve. Experience helps, but these habits matter way more. So is it really possible? Yes, it's absolutely possible. And many of the top brokers I have coached came in with no financial background when they first entered the industry. Some were teachers, retail managers, fitness coaches, hospitality workers, even delivery drivers. I've got all types. But what made them successful wasn't the experience, it was discipline, structure, and the willingness to learn the craft properly. Now, if you're prepared to do the work, becoming a mortgage broker with no experience isn't just possible, it's actually a realistic route to a stable and well-paid career. Now, if you want to know how much money mortgage brokers make, check out this video on screen where I do a dive into what you can expect being employed and self-employed and kind of what the ceiling is for really top advisors.